The sun is shining. Welcome to Supercars of London. This is the weather we live for, and we are back with my beautiful BMW M3 that I've now owned for the best part of 2 months, and I have every intention of modifying this car. The problem is I don't know where to start. There is so much to choose from. I need some help. Thankfully, I know the legends down at AT Performance Cars who have just taken this into stock. It is a stunning Isle of Man green BMW M3 Touring with a whole host of optional carbon extras on the outside, including the CS grills, and it is also a stage 2, meaning tons of power. And they've thrown me the keys to see whether I can take any inspiration from this car to start modifying mine. Just look at the difference in road presence between this M3 Touring and my car. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the look of my car. I love the spec on it. It just looks a little bit soft, especially when you compare it to this car. It has a full CT carbon exterior wrapped around the entire car. You've got these CS grills here, which was 100% the first modification that I wanted to do to my car. The problem is, if you do that, have you got to add a load of carbon? Because I think if you just add that to the stock looking car, it might look slightly out of place. Then this car has been lowered on I-back springs with wheel spacers. So I'm really intrigued to see how this rides in comparison to my car, which I feel like is pretty firm as it is. Obviously, the M3 Touring being an X-Drive as well, the four-wheel drive is going to be much better at putting the power down. This is a stage 2, over 700 brake horsepower, DCAT and GPF bypass as well. So the exhaust is a lot more fruity than my car. And then you have these yellow DRLs that look super mean in comparison to my car as well. So I'm really excited about giving this a go on these roads whilst the weather is as good as it is. Now, it is a little bit windy, but we are going to get a sound comparison test between a car that has been decatted and is stage 2 and my car, which is stock. Now, instantly, we're in a very familiar place. The car is near on identical, other than the huge swooping screen that I have in front of me and a slightly refined heads-up display. When I had an M3 Touring from BMW UK, I was a little bit dismissive as to how distracting this entire screen is on a car that is designed to be a driver's car, and M cars more so than AMG or RS Audi Sport products are so in tune with the driver that this screen and the amount of applications that it has, it felt like an Android phone, and I was a little bit disappointed by it. And it was actually one of the reasons why I didn't mind buying a 2021 plate M3 with the older style infotainment system. But other than that, we've got a totally different beast on our hands. X-Drive, for starters, means I can accelerate more than 20% and get power down. And the exhaust is going to be a big difference. And do you know what? The one thing that I haven't actually realized is this car's lowered, but it actually feels really smooth over these roads. It doesn't feel jittery. It doesn't overly feel like I'm going to bottom out either. So it's a really nice, complete package. And actually, this road is pretty good. I've had this car running for a while, so I think as I start seeing the road bend up a little bit, I might give it some beans. Instantly getting burbled. Look at this road, by the way. Oh my God, I barely actually put my foot down, but the noises that's coming out of this car. Oh, that is really nice. This is fast. Woo. I actually think the sense of speed is slightly warped, because where I was pushing and then having to get onto the brakes, I realised I had to get onto the brakes a lot more. Okay. We do have a child seat in the rear, or at least the base of a child seat in the rear of this car, because it is used as a family wagon. What a family wagon, by the way. But is causing for some vibrations that hopefully you won't be able to hear because the microphone's here. But just on initial impressions, the Stage 2 is absolutely essential for every X-Drive BMW M3. I'm a little bit concerned on my car being rear-wheel drive how usable it's going to be. But just flick it back. Oh my God, that dies off. I had about 10% throttle input in Sport Plus and I just stuck it back into efficient mode. And it just felt like the car had lost about 500 brake horsepower. It just instantly became sluggish. That's really interesting. The throttle is so responsive, and this car actually has a map that essentially means you can do a rolling launch on this car. So remember the old school rolling launches on the Nissan GT-R R35s? This car has it. But it is a proper point and shoot, incredibly lightweight through the steering, insanely responsive package for the road. And what is quite funny, I mean, this is a joke. It's effortless. The whole car is effortless and it's got so much character. I feel like that is what is missing from my car. Character. It's soulless, it's very smooth, it's fast, it is very comfortable with these carbon seats, but there's nothing else to it. The sounds that this car makes. I might just do the exhaust. Wow. It is very good. And then you want to weave through this kind of road. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. I was supposed to be driving the new BMW M5 and I had to make a decision quite early on in the morning. Do I go and do a G80 M3 comparison, my car, versus the new M5? Or do I come and drive this and get some ideas as to how to modify my car? And this is without doubt the right decision. That M5 does not excite me at all. I've got very little interest in that car, the weight of it, the power of it. It's not very appealing, but this. I wasn't really intending on giving it all of the beans. Wow. actually, you do forget how fast you're going in this car. It's only when you have to get your foot onto the brake that you have to apply much more pressure than you initially think you need. But what a sound that's coming out of this car, by the way. ...2023, done 3,000 miles with all of the options that you would need. A ready-made package that is dailyable. It's also very capable of being your weekend family toy. I actually can't get over that acceleration. What I'm going to do in this village is turn around and head back in that direction. Wow. This is way better than I was expecting. In many scenarios, probably would have finished the video there, but this is incredibly addictive. In my opinion, what I am experiencing through the gear shifts, with the exhaust, the map, is a perfect blend of modern with character. And actually, given the cars that I've driven recently, you're either getting a very smooth, very efficient and precise package in a lot of new cars, or when you want to dip back 10 years and get into a car that's not quite perfect, gives you that bit of character, you do feel like you're missing an element of ease. And here you have a car that's got the four-wheel drive system, which massively helps get the power down and gives you a small, I'm not going to take it for granted, small safety net. But then everything else that just fires into your ears, through the back, with the carbon seats, the vibration, it gives you this insane sense of exhilarating thrill. And then you've got this sound. I actually think the turbos help. You can feel everything spooling up. It's almost as though you can follow the exact meticulous movement of everything happening up front and running underneath your bum to the rear of the car, so you can feel the power surging up as you can feel the sound coming into your ears. And actually, that additional delay that you get on the upshifts that's mechanically engineered to give you a kick is, honestly, I'm picking all of the right cars to drive at the beginning of this year, and also picking the right days to drive them as well, because honestly, when AT Performance said to me, we can do a stage 2 on your M3, my initial response was no way, not happening. But now it's giving me food for thought into turning something that's a very smooth, dailyable, lovely luxury car into a drift machine, but also a potential like supercar killer that actually sounds good. I've always been against the sound that the M3s and the M4s made. I did stick 2 different exhausts onto my F80 M3. I had Armitrix decat to begin with, and then I did a frequency intelligence exhaust, but this is phenomenal. And this car is a lot more expensive than what I paid for my car, but mine's an early car with the older interior and it's rear wheel drive. I knew what I was buying. I am more than happy with what I have bought and I love my car. But for an additional 30 grand, you can have this, a ready-made powerhouse. It is so precise. It has got phenomenal handling for the roads that we've been driving. I'm blown away. Like, this car came with like £23,000 worth of optional extras from factory, from BMW, plus all of the additional modifications. You can buy this car, finance the entire thing. You don't have to worry about outlaying the cash for the modifications. Like, yeah, to me, this is a very, very good car. And I know Seb Delaney had an M3 Touring. He loved it. He sold it. He lost quite a lot of money on it. But it was a year ago that he was trying to sell his car for around £110,000, because that's where the price was now. This at 80 grand, unbelievable. Right. This has been a very, very worthy exercise. I've got a lot of ideas now. I was coming here thinking, oh, I'm gonna give it some exterior modifications here, do this, that, there. But actually, what this has got me excited about is all of the internal engineering, mechanical modifications that is actually going to transform the character of this car from what it currently is at the moment, and make it a much, much more enjoyable car, so that when I do get in it, it's always putting a smile on my face. Because at the moment, I just use it as a daily driver, A to B, that's it. And with this, I can have a load of fun. Oh, look at this TVR. Interesting. Anyway, I am going to leave the video there now. That is a comprehensive first drive of a car that I was coming here to talk about what carbon fibre, exterior front splitters, grills that I was going to put on my car. And I found myself wanting this entire package installed on my car yesterday. See you later, guys. I'll leave the link so that you can check this car out, because oh my God, it is so much fun. And I have not once put my foot flat to the floor. I've been very respectful of what this car is capable of. And I'm not going to mess around with it. Even though it's got xDrive, this car is for sale. And I just wanted to experience it. And my God, is this an experience. Oh, so good. See you on the next video, guys. Take care. Goodbye.